The Fire Within podcast. You need a sustainable plan, the right mindset, and the knowledge and inspiration to stoke the fire within. Just like the phoenix, you can burn your old habits, never turn back, and emerge completely anew. There are no shortcuts.
Welcome, Fire Within Nation. This is the Fire Within podcast, where we talk about all things health, fitness, and nutrition related. I'm your host, Brandon, with my co-host, Joe.
What's up?
All the things.
What about today?
Yeah.
I got two possible names for today's episode.
What are they, Joe?
The biggest boozer.
I have a friend named Josh Boozer. He's a good guy in the Marines. And then what was your other title?
Booze to lose. ... Wait.
Question mark?
Question mark?
So today's episode, slightly inspired by a drink you made last night, morning bourbon.
Yeah, I think I was going with breakfast bourbon.
Breakfast bourbon.
The name that I came up with.
That's
it's
right.
a little bit of, you kind of do it like a macchiato, so you put the heavy stuff in the bottom, which is the coffee liqueur, like the espresso liqueur, Kahlua type, but it doesn't have the Kahlua flavor. And then you do like a shot of bourbon on top of that, and then you do like lime flavored fizzy water.
Yeah. And appropriately, it is 7:24 a.m. recording this.
But we're not drinking it. We had that yesterday at an appropriate drinking time.
At an appropriate drinking time, yeah. So we wanted to do today's episode. I get a lot of questions from clients of how does alcohol fit into a healthy lifestyle? And we thought we'd talk about some best practices. And then we also have a super fun list of the top 15 healthiest drinks according to dietitians. So we'll go through those, talk about it a little bit, have some fun.
That's a website called birdie.com.
Yeah. And just real quick, alcohol is going to be different for everybody. Obviously, if you've struggled with alcohol in the past, it's probably not something you want in your plan. If you've never had any issues with it, you have a healthy respect for it, and it doesn't create any familial or relationship issues, then I think it can be a part of a healthy diet as long as it's not abused. A lot of my clients, I try and tell them maybe 1 to 2 drinks at a time if you're going to have them for the day. And I like to space them out so you're not taxing the liver every single day of the week. Because they said, what if I just had 1 glass 6 days a week instead of 2 glasses 3 days a week? I still think it's better to give the liver a break and space it out and have a couple of days where it's not having to process alcohol.
I've heard as well, though, that red wine might be an exception.
Maybe.
A small amount of red wine a day. There seem to be some studies that indicate that's...
The resveratrol?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're still on the fence about that.
I just wish I liked the way red wine tasted. Every 6 months I try it again. Like, maybe I'm a wine person. I'm like, no, somebody ruined this grape juice.
I actually really enjoy red wine, especially when cooking, but it's not my favorite of the alcohols. But I think it's probably got some...
It's great with a meal. You're right. Yes,
yeah.
It's great with a meal.
It does have probably more health properties than most any other alcohol. In fact, on this 15 of the healthiest alcoholic drinks straight from dietitians list, that made number 1.
Red wine. Oh, that's a good song.
It is a good song.
Sorry, listeners. That'll be in your head the rest of the day.
You're welcome. But yeah, red wine made top of the list. Widely recognized as one of the healthiest out there.
Antioxidants and such.
Yep, resveratrol. You could even take resveratrol capsules now and skip the wine entirely and still get that antioxidant benefit.
Ooh, okay.
But moderate amounts with an alcohol content of 12 to 15% daily can potentially help prevent heart disease. Now, this is not my research, but according to
this is
a study.
That one was a study by Bertarelli in 2009. I guess you can look it up if that's interesting to you.
Yeah. And then they go over some specific types of grapes, such as the Tempranillo grape, could potentially lower bad cholesterol levels. But personally, I think the less sugar you have, the better your cholesterol is going to be.
Gotcha.
You don't have to rely on these grapes to improve your cholesterol. And additionally, these types of red wines are thought to keep blood vessels flexible and even lower the risk of cancer. Now, even more importantly, I think, is cutting out the bad seed oils like canola oil, because they cause blood vessels to become rigid, up to 90% less flex. So being sure to stay away from canola oil, especially rapeseed oil, which is the same thing, soybean oil, cottonseed oil, and a lot of those types of harmful ones. Those will also do something similar. So red wine was listed as number 1 on this particular list. Now, another best practice with alcohol is to chase each drink with water, like we talked about on our hydration episode, because one of the most harmful effects, aside from the effect on the liver, is the dehydration. So that's another good practice.
I've heard some people say drink 2 glasses of water for every drink as well.
That's actually...
Which you would drink a lot less if you did that, if that's a concern of yours.
I think you'd be floating.
There'd be less room inside of you to consume liquid.
Yeah. But two is best practice, but I find it to be unrealistic for 99% of the population. And 37% of these statistics are made up. So tequila on the rocks made second. And you'll notice that the theme through this whole list is going to be trying to get away from wheat, grain, corn, and barley and malty-based beverages because they're going to be a little bit harder on the system and have a little bit higher impact on the immune system.
And it looks like mixers.
Yeah, looks like
Staying
it.
away from mixers as well.
Yeah. So tequila on the rocks. It's still technically classified as a depressant. It's also known as an upper, which is kind of confusing.
That's tequila.
Yep, it's heavily debated. One of my favorite acts on America's Got Talent was the guy playing the tequila song in the background, karaoke style, and just deadpan the whole time until the word comes up and he goes, tequila! And I think he made it through a few rounds. That was his whole shtick, was him doing the tequila song karaoke style. It was amazing. But so it could be a better one for your system because, again, of that lack of wheat, grain, and corn.
Yeah, it's made from, what's the name of that plant?
Oh, agave? No.
It's something like that, but it's not that. No, you're right. It's absolutely right. Agave.
Sweet. It's made from that agave plant.
It looks like a giant aloe vera plant.
More or less.
It looks like an aloe vera plant, but more like a cabbage.
Yeah, and there's over 300 agave species. I wonder if that's how we get all the different types of
Flavors.
tequila. Now, do you know what makes top shelf tequila different from bottom shelf tequila?
How much they charge for it?
You're probably right. So next up, number 3 spot was a vodka soda. Now, some of the reasons it has that slot is it's low in calories and sugar. And also vodka is another clear liquor, so no wheat, grain, or corn. It's typically, I think it could be made from potatoes.
Yep. Blue Ice is a vodka brand that's made from potatoes.
Yeah.
Got no gluten in it. But Tito's is gluten-free too.
Yeah. And you can mix it with the soda water is going to be a little bit more hydrating than just drinking it straight. So you can negate some of that dehydration by using a non-sugared soda water. So
Yeah, I like that drink way better than like all these seltzers that are going around that have like that plastic aspartame aftertaste to it.
Yeah.
Whatever sweetener they're using.
Yeah. Now there's a local brewery, Vicious Fishes. They have a lime seltzer that's not sweetened, and I actually think it tastes pretty good. So that's not a bad choice either. I don't know if seltzer made this list or not. So that's a good option. Next is going to be Bloody Mary. And I guess this makes sense if you're putting it in with some V8, some vegetable mix.
That's basically Bloody Mary mix, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All veggies.
Not a whole lot different, maybe a little less pepper and stuff. And then you can make all kinds of fun garnishes. In fact, we were talking about a local restaurant called the Blind Pelican, and they have these monstrosity creations of Bloody Mary. Some of them are like $150. But so their first one is the Kraken, and it's got shrimp, bacon, grilled cheese, lobster tail, and a full pound of crab legs shoved into this Bloody Mary.
Let's maybe go in the opposite direction of the health drink.
And then they got the Medusa, and it looks like the difference is they add a filet mignon, like a 6-ounce filet. And then they have the Zeus, which also includes oysters on top of all those other things. So you get pretty creative with these things.
I'm texting you a picture now that Josh sent me of the thing, the waiter holding it. You can put it on your social media. It's ridiculous looking.
I think it's going to be the episode thumbnail when this comes out. Holy crap, what the heck? It's insane.
It's like, where's the Bloody Mary?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's going to be the thumbnail for the show. So if you guys want to see what this thing looks like, we'll definitely make that the thumbnail.
Blind Pelican. Bloody Mary.
Holy crap.
The Scratch
crab?
Kitchen locally used to have the best one because they put bacon and all that good stuff on it. But
yeah.
then these guys are like, nah, we're going to put 3 meals on this drink. You're welcome.
That is insane. All right, so the next one's kind of like that tequila one we talked about. Mezcal. Am I saying that right, Joe?
Mezcal, yeah.
Mezcal on the rocks to smoky.
Yeah, it's like if this was an ACT question, it would be like rye bourbon to regular bourbon is like mezcal to tequila.
Yeah, it's like a smoky tequila.
Yeah, it's got a different flavor. It definitely has more smoke to it. And it makes really good margaritas in my opinion.
And for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to spike blood sugar quite as much. I'd be curious if it has any less effect on the liver, but at least on insulin and blood sugar, it doesn't seem to have as much of a spike as regular tequila. All right, number 6 is a wine spritzer.
Pass.
Is this going to be like your White Claw?
Zimas. Take your time machine back to the 90s and grab a Zima.
There you go. But because similar to what we're talking about with the vodka and soda water, that fizzy water is going to cut back on the alcohol content because it's taking up most of the room and adds that hydrating element. Now, the next one, I hate champagne. I don't get it. I don't like it. I think it tastes like butt. But number 7 is dry champagne. I don't get it. Why, Joe?
It's to celebrate.
But it tastes like crap. Why would I celebrate with something that tastes like drinking butt? I don't understand.
So you're not a fan?
Not
There's a lot
all.
of different kinds of champagne. It sounds like you've been drinking Brut.
You know what? It was Brut.
There's other kinds that don't taste dairy-airy.
Yeah, if I do drink champagne, I guarantee it's the bottom shelf stuff. And I have half a glass and go, why did I pour this into a glass? But dry champagnes have very little sugar. Maybe that's why I hate it. But that's a healthier choice. If you're into champagne, like that Pina Colada songs, if you like pina coladas, that's a very clever song. I like that song. It's fun to listen to.
I'm into champagne. Yeah, that's in there.
Yeah. Fantastic. I really like that song. I don't know why. It's just
I started liking it more when they used it in Guardians. Like it came back on my radar, and then I'm like, now every time I hear it, I associate it with a well-made piece of art.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that song's getting better with age.
Yeah.
Like a wine.
But if you look at the lyrics, it's funny. The husband and wife or girlfriend, whatever they are, they get tired of each other, so they post an ad.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah. Well, what's funny, though, and it's got a happy ending, but so
happy ending is what makes me laugh.
Yeah, because the wife posts to this, hey, I'm ready to meet somebody that likes these things. And then the husband's tired of the wife, and he posts to the same newspaper, hey, I'm looking for these things in a woman. They answer each other's ads and he goes, oh, I didn't know you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
Yeah, my favorite part of the song is like the reveal where they see each other in the restaurant. Oh, it's you. Like that's anybody that's ever been in a relationship.
That's not how that would go.
The discovery that you're looking to cheat on them would go, oh, it's you. And then we laugh.
What was this, the 70s? Maybe that is how enough cocaine and anything's possible. All right, so the next one is mulled wine. I enjoy mulled wine at Christmas time.
I never even had it.
So you usually, at least the mulled wine I've had, you put cinnamon sticks in, cloves, orange.
So it was like spicy.
Yeah, not like hot spicy, but just delicious.
Spiced.
Kind of like a cider, but it's quite delightful.
I'll have to try that around Christmas time.
Yeah, you boil. Sometimes they make these mulled wine kits to make it easy. You just stick it in the pot with the red wine. It's like a hot sangria for Christmas time, if I had to describe it.
There's a tip from this birdie website to use certified organic wines because they have less sugar additives and preservatives.
Ah, there you go. I didn't even think about organic wine. I guess that would be a thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, less pesticides and stuff like that. Number 9, margarita with fresh squeezed lime juice.
I like a margarita.
Yeah, man. It's one of my favorite drinks.
I like it when they make them spicy, when they put like habanero or jalapeno or something spicy. There's this place in Cary called A Verde that makes really good margaritas, and they will put like spicy stuff instead of salt around the rim, like Mexican candy kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's the Celebrity Chef guy does those, right?
Yeah, it's real good.
Now, the key to this being a healthier choice is not using a syrup base.
Oh, yeah. If you get that mix, that's nothing but sugar.
Corn syrup, guys. That is corn syrup. Fresh lime juice, instead of doing that, makes a big difference. Use your soda water if you want. Now, there's a big debate. Do you like it frozen or do you like it on the rocks?
Don't care.
Yeah, I like it both ways.
That's like asking me if I like a burrito or an enchilada. It's just assembled slightly differently. That's the same thing. That's the same thing.
Do you like the cheese on the inside or the outside? Next would be hard kombucha.
I've never had hard kombucha. I've had kombucha.
Yeah, I've had kombucha. Now, kombucha still has a slight alcohol content, like 0.5%, but I didn't realize they made a hard kombucha. But I actually do recommend to people, if they're trying to be healthy, they're going to bars and breweries for networking and things like that and want to stay healthy, if they serve kombucha and if you can find places that do, you can steer the direction to that being where you guys meet up. Fortnite Brewery's got the Tribucha Brewery.
Yeah, the good news about kombucha, right, is that it's probiotic benefits. It's got probiotic.
And if it's not hard kombucha, it's minimal alcohol.
I feel like Jamie Lee Curtis over here, just like Activia. It's good for your probiotics.
Love it. So regular kombucha would be a great choice. A less good choice would be hard kombucha. I'm surprised they just completely glossed over regular kombucha.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are not meant to be used as medical advice.
Consult your doctor before implementing any health or exercise changes. The Fire Within encourages you to do your own research and aims to spark interest and motivation to a healthier lifestyle. Finally, a sustainable approach to meeting your health goals. The Fire Within app, available now on Apple and Android. What you get is an intro to strength training guide, comprehensive exercise library with over 200 exercises, a comprehensive nutrition health transformation course, a 6-week meal plan, over 70 recipes, a 6-week health redemption strength training course. This is for use with people with equipment, and then the same course, modified for body weight exercises. You'll also receive a 6-week Inferno Abs Core supplemental program. If you download our free app right now, you'll get access to the podcast, exercise and app quick start, recipes, and more. For a $29.99 a month subscription, you'll get the health transformation course, full access to the exercise library, the weighted course, the body weight course, the Inferno Abs, recipes, and the podcast. So what are you waiting for? Try it now for free today. Download the Fire Within app.
And then next on the list, number 11, is low-calorie beer. I guess this would be like your Pabst Blue Ribbon, your Miller Lite, a Bud Light, that kind of stuff.
Lawn mowing beer, that's what I call it.
Yeah,
That's consumed after just mowing the lawn.
Absolutely. Everything tastes better after you've mowed the lawn.
Yes.
Especially in the summer. But it's going to be lower in calories. It's still probably going to be wheat grain and corn-based, so not one of my favorite options, but very refreshing in the summer. But one of the things that this study touted was B vitamins, phosphorus, folate, and niacin, as well as calcium and magnesium.
And there's a pretty good brand that we should shout out that makes low to no alcoholic beers, and they do it in a variety of flavors, including like IPAs and stuff, and it's pretty tasty.
You know that Athletic Brewing Company?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had some of theirs. They have like a cerveza, which is like a Mexican beer. I think they have an IPA.
Yeah.
So it's going to be less than 0.5% alcohol, but still give you the flavor.
And that's the rule. It has to be less than 0.5% to
For
claim
them to call it alcohol-free.
non-alcoholic, yeah.
Yeah. Next on the list, number 12 is hard cider.
Pass.
I actually like hard cider.
Yeah. I just can't
Angry
get
Orchard.
into it.
Yeah.
My wife likes this one by AMC. I think it's Appalachian Mountain something company, perhaps.
Yeah.
But they put all kinds of different spices and stuff in there, and that's the most palatable to me. So there might be a hibiscus hard cider or a kombucha blended hard cider or a rosé blended hard cider.
There's like a ginger one that's really good.
Yeah, just anything that doesn't taste like hard cider I like more than hard cider.
And then the benefits are the antioxidants. It's almost as many antioxidants as a glass of red wine.
There you go.
I wonder if it's less alcohol content. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, than wine, for sure. Yeah, most ciders are somewhere in the range of beer.
Okay, so there you go. Number 13 is Paloma with fresh squeezed grapefruit juice.
Don't know that I've ever heard of that.
Let's see. Fresh squeezed grapefruit juice, soda water, and tequila.
Oh, okay.
That actually sounds
It's
delicious.
just the name of the drink.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I've never heard of Paloma, but Paloma's the name of the drink.
Now,
Gotcha.
now, I used to make Greyhounds, which was one of my best friends got me into those. It's just fresh squeezed grapefruit juice with some vodka. He likes Stolies. And then I used to put Jeremiah Weed sweet tea vodka in that, and that was unbelievable, especially in pink lemonade. Not as healthy if you do it that way.
That does sound good. I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah.
So tequila, soda water, and grapefruit juice.
Yeah.
Because grapefruit juice is... So if you put too much different fruit juices in as mixers, to me, it just tastes like one of those rum drinks you get on a cruise ship. And it's too sugary, and I can't do it. Because like alcohol is basically just sugar. And then you put in...
Sugar.
Like Welch's, like whatever. And it's like
100% juice. That's no sugar added. It's all sugar, folks.
Shakes your teeth trying to drink it.
Yep. We got two more on this particular list. We got specialty cocktails made with fresh pressed vegetable juice. What the hell is that, Joe?
Okay, like a bottled green.
So you like your wheatgrass shot? Or
yeah, your wheatgrass shot with some shots.
Oh, man. It says it's super important.
That just seems like you're trying to enjoy fresh pressed green juices, and you're like, maybe tequila helps.
All right, now, if it's a naked juice, that doesn't count. That has as much sugar as a soda, oftentimes more.
Yeah, I think that's why they say fresh pressed if you make it yourself.
Yeah.
So this would be like throwing in some celery and some kale into the blender and then
Adding vodka, I guess.
adding vodka or tequila or mezcal.
Maybe some people like it. And then the last one on the list is a fresh made hot toddy.
I like a hot toddy.
Now it says to opt for high quality whiskey in your hot toddy.
Always.
And fresh lemon, ginger, and honey add a healthful boost. So I think the whiskey, to me, because it's one of the browner ones, it wouldn't make my list. But they're saying if you put the lemon, the ginger, and the honey in, at least there's some health benefit to that. And usually it's mixed with tea or hot water, so you're getting that hydrating benefit. So it's actually not a terrible list.
Yeah.
So it gives you some options for healthier choices, not necessarily healthy.
Probably why the hot toddy's so far down the list.
Yeah, if you are going to do your brown liquor. I've had clients that said, I will do anything you say, but I'm not giving it my bourbon. So maybe a hot toddy would be an option for them. But no, it's actually a pretty cool list. Hopefully you guys got some fun tips. I learned some good ideas for some new drinks. I want to try this tequila, grapefruit juice, and soda one. And
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are like that Ron Swanson character from Parks and Rec when it comes to alcohol, when he said that clear alcohols are for rich women on diets.
That's funny.
It's a bartender asking what he wanted to drink, a vodka or something. He was like, clear alcohols are for rich women on diets.
That's funny. Drink responsibly, folks. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you got a lot of value out of today's episode. If you did, go check us out at firewithinnf.com and sign up for Refuel, a weekly email with recipes, videos, and tips to stoke the fire within. Also, you can join the Fire Within community by being added to our Facebook group, and don't forget to follow us on social media.